to get another win today. So gonna stay tuned. So cool to see this.
Yeah, and I mean, I've hung out with these guys countless times. Every Wednesday, they go to like an apartment just to like do a fest, just grind, sometimes play poker here and there. So it's like they have a lot of experience against each other. Whether or not they go their mains or they go some other characters, I don't know. Or they might be doing a button check, because I see American Weeaboo on Incineroar, which is Yin Yang's character, by the way. So I don't know where this is going to go. All I know is this is going to be very, very fun. This is also a best of 1 5v5. And unlike your regular singles matches, when you send in... so the first players are going to go into 3 stocks automatically. But if you lose a stock, you know, you don't get that stock back forever. So it's just, you're just going down that kind of like list of players until you get to your last player and your last stock and you get eliminated. So it's going to be 5 players from Rutgers A, 5 players from Rutgers B, knocking each other down. I wonder how this goes, though, because, like, is it going to be the Incineroar Ditto? I know he's smiling, so he's, like, he's looking for something cheeky.
I think the players always like to confuse us, try to keep us on our toes during sets like this.
Oh, wow, they actually are doing the Ditto. That's crazy.
All right, ready for some peak Incineroar gameplay today.
Yeah. So... I mean, I know that Yin Yang mains Incineroar, right? So this is a character that Yin Yang should have a lot of experience with. So you're kind of expecting him to beat American Weeaboo, but his fundamentals, American Weeaboo, are very good. He's had a multitude of different characters, Crystal Ninja being his, you know, his true main. This Incineroar could do some crazy stuff, but right now it's lacking a bit of a punch, as Yin Yang with quite the lead.
Quite the lead, but you know, Incineroar being the comeback king, the luchador, as you can say. And like, wow, pretty quickly, we are getting some damage right now.
Yeah. Oh, F-tilt to take that first stock. All right, Rutgers B on the board against Rutgers A. And again, American Weeaboo kind of struggling right now, is at a deficit. Not too long as he gets his back throw off on Yin Yang's trying to go for the down tilt, maybe going for a clash or a clank or something like that. Going for a jump read with that empty hop or an air dodge read. Doesn't get what he wants. Yin Yang struggling to come back on the stage. Doesn't get hit with the tri-state twister. Rolling back, going for that back throw. Still staying on stage, but a little bit too aggressive, I fear, from Yin Yang, who has the lead.
A bit too aggressive. However, you can see a difference in the spacing between the 2 players, which one is the more familiar with the character.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting to see how this is going to go. One player having fundamentals, the other having fundamentals with this character.
Right. And again, it really does come down to experience, like you mentioned before. Going for the Darkest Lariat, gets hit with the throat chop. And American Weeaboo finally knocking off a stock. Gets that down throw into trying to go for triple up air.
Oh.
Going for some crazy stuff. I think he was trying to go for the up B spike.
The side B was a tiny bit greedy, I think, especially that close to the ledge. Maybe not quite the safest route to go, but we're still playing it, folks.
Right. Literally in the back, they're just saying, what are you doing? American Weeaboo's just going for some crazy stuff, hoping that it works out. Yin Yang's trying to play a little bit more composed, a little bit more, you know, I guess organized compared to American Weeaboo, who's kind of just, if you're throwing out a few things, doesn't get the Alolan whip that he's looking for, doesn't get the timing on it right. And Yin Yang, all of a sudden, it's an even game.
Not quite the timing, but I don't think, oh, there's the stock, though.
Uh-oh. All of a sudden, Yin Yang is, Rutgers B now at a deficit. They are down 14-13. Still possible for them, but being at the back pedal, I don't think that's going to help them out at all.
Oh, and that's the stock. And folks, we are at just about an even percentage. Rutgers B team trying to take this first game, put themselves on the board right now.
Oh, I love the reversal up air when he's just out of disadvantage, knowing that American Weeaboo was going to commit to maybe a lowland whip. Getting a little bit of extra damage off, especially when you're like 30% down. You're not out just yet. I mean, this is Incineroar trying to go for the spike. Doesn't get it. Gets it the second time.
Oh, my goodness.
And American Weeaboo putting down a statement stock as he knocks out Yin Yang and knocks out their starter. Now, this does mean that American Weeaboo goes into the next match as Incineroar in 1 stock. So I think the plan for American Weeaboo is to just live as much as possible. Not lose that stock. Maybe as time goes on, Mamiya, the next person who's going to play either Rob or Roy, you know, we'll just go in, we'll overcommit, and then American Weeaboo can capitalize it with a strong back air, with a strong hit. But someone didn't disconnect their Pro Controller. All right, looks like we are going to be underway very, very soon, but a very fun match to start off, Pearl.
No, such a close set, especially amazing to see these rivalries and like the closeness and competition between the A and B team just goes to show how strong Rutgers is as a school. Their Smash teams, so powerful.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see this set in particular.
Yeah, and a very strong counter pick. We know Rob is a very, very strong character, but against Incineroar, I feel like this is very favorable for
Looks like
Mamiya.
we're doing the button test right now.
Yeah, so they have the SD so that they're just so
that
keep
they're
track.
even. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh. Oh, the down tilt does have a jump.
Okay.
Able to come back with the up, but Mamiya already going off on the aggressive, gets these up airs off, some stray hits. Again, Rob, such a strong character against someone like Incineroar, who isn't as quick, but is also susceptible to a lot of these really fast combos that Rob has in his arsenal.
Especially, like, the unfortunate thing about Rob as a character is that not only can he out-camp a character such as Incineroar, he can also outbox most characters in the cast.
Oh, gets the side B off. That's not going to kill, right? Okay.
No,
Town and City.
not quite yet.
Even on Town and City, that wasn't killing. Going for the side B once again. The rotary arms not coming in, but the spot dodge read with the down smash. Not going to kill just yet. This Incineroar character is very, very strong. Gets the rotary arms on that up B and is going to knock out American Weeaboo finally. But this does give Rutgers A the opportunity to counterpick Mamiya's Rob.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wonder who they're going to bring in next. But yeah, no. That Rob was very aggressive. Contrary to a lot of other Robs that you would see, like, I guess in singles, who play very more conserved, just sit back, kind of just wait for their opponent to come in, then punish with the laser, then punish with the gyro. Mamiya was more focused on getting his aerials out, and I think that really helped him against a character like Incineroar, and even American Weeaboo, who didn't really know how to outrange Rob, or I guess in this essence, didn't have the range to beat Rob.
I think in this matchup, it is in Rob's best interest to be aggressive, especially in a crew battle such as this one. So I do think that that Mia went about the right way to play this character, especially in a game like this. All right, and it looks like we've got Lakia. Possibly going to see a Corrin from Lakia, unless he's got something in the back pocket.
He's got a lot of characters that he plays. Like, he plays a lot of random dittos with a bunch of people from New Jersey as well. So his arsenal of character is very, very wide. But he might be going Pyramithra, unless he's changing, like, music.
It was really interesting while I was doing my research to look at his character list. I saw Steve was like a popular secondary, Sora as well, a little older, but still in the arsenal. So it'll be interesting to see the direction that Lakia chooses, especially for this matchup in particular.
Yeah, it's weird because Lakia says that he's a Sora main, but like deep down, we know he's Corrin main. That guy's been playing Corrin so much as of recently. Like deep down, you can have your true main and all that, but whoever you play the most is gonna be your main.
If that's the character who shows up on your Smashers app, then that is your main.
That is 100% your main. You cannot tell me elsewise. We're going to small battlefield. Are we picking environmental noises? Insane.
Now, personally, I'm not sure about... So, if we're going to get Pyramithra, I'm not sure about that. Pyramithra notoriously doesn't do super well against a character such as Rob, who has the arsenal to defend against a heavy hitter such as Pyramithra. However, it'll be interesting to see which direction he chooses to go.
Yeah. If it's Pyramithra, that recovery is going to be covered every single second because of the amount of tools that... Oh, we're actually going to see the Banjo and Kazooie come out.
The Banjo and Kazooie is... not a sentence I thought I would hear.
In a crew battle? All right. Not a matchup you see very often, but how do you think a Banjo would do, or what should a Banjo do against Rob in this situation?
A Banjo against Rob, I would say try to keep the most distance possible. If Banjo does not have some eggs or a grenade in his hand, I don't think he is doing well.
Yeah. No, the Breagle Blaster is just a really good tool, not only to keep your opponent at bay, kind of just be like a camping or zoning tool. It's also a really good combo tool. If you guys watch Toragiri or even like a Kratic online, like they have some really good combos and setups with Breagle Blaster, aka the neutral B. And unironically, Banjo has some really good frame data. The F tilt. Even down tilt for the matter to cross up on shield. So Banjo has a lot of really good tools, and people kind of sleep on this character very hard. Lakia right now trying to make it a mission to show people why you should not be sleeping on this character. Goes for the down throw?
Racking up some pretty good. Oh, and he takes the first stop. All right, here we go.
First stock taken off of Mamiya, kind of struggling to find his footing back once again, but has Lakia off stage, trying to go for a gyro, trying to go for the rotary arms too. Maybe what the Wonder Wing? Nah, he's so dead for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that misinput definitely wasn't on the cards for Lakia, but if I'm Mamiya, I'm taking that to the bank and I'm depositing that check. Right now, trying to deposit a little bit more damage on Lakia right now, still struggling.
Okay, but if you notice, Lakia right now is being an expert with his spacing away from the gyro, spacing away from the Rob aerials. Do you notice, like, this is, okay, well, he got hit by that laser, but not over yet.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing that a little bit too. It's just, you're seeing him run back a little bit when he sees Mamiya trying to go for that that nair or even an up air for that matter. He's evading a lot of these aerials. Not only that, but he's finding ways to get in with that neutral air as well. Like, he's using it as a way to get in, and if he lands, he puts Mamiya in a lot of shield lag to the point where he can just run away. And Banjo has enough speed to be able to do that as well, which is really good. He's applying a lot of pressure with these grenades. Gets the F smash after that parry.
Now, if you notice, I think Mamiya is going to have to adapt his aggressive game plan because Lakia is in his head right now.
Right.
Reading every move, getting ahead of him. So much so that he has a 2-stock lead, right? 1 stock technically, but 2 stocks right now.
Compared to the one that Mamiya has. Trying to go for that spike, not getting it. Going for that huge back air that Rob has. Covers ledge so well. Just gets outspaced by that nair, which beats out up air. The gyro coming in clutch, comboing Lakia and gets the snipe.
Oh my goodness, right off stage.
Okay, I mean, Mamiya clawing his way back in. Okay, is he able to get a little bit of a combo? Misses the grab and gets sent off stage once again. Lakia's doing a really good job of maintaining stage control. When he has it, he does so much damage. Keeps Mamiya off to the side where he can't really get much off of it. And gets that parry as well. I mean, Lakia is looking really strong in this match. Mamiya, as Rob, can come back in a matter of 2 seconds. 2 hits is all it takes for Rob to be able to win this.
2 hits, however. Lakia making it so hard to do that. And the Wonder Wing is going to be what takes this game.
Okay, that was kind of nasty. Not only was Mamiya trying to mix up his mash to get out of that berry, Lakia was ready for that. Goes for the jab, reads the spot dodge, gets the Wonder Wing off to take that stock. Lakia showing a bit of flair right now for Rutgers A team. We can see in these replays right now. Beautiful snipe, by the way, by Mamiya to be able to take that second stock off of Lakia, but lead a little bit too much for Mamiya to come back to. This jab was insane. Mamiya getting caught out right there. Read like a book.
Read like a book. Lakia being the mind reader that he is, noticing Mamiya's habits and being able to pick up on it, especially, I think when you have an aggressive gameplay, it can help, but only for a little bit. I would imagine Lakia was probably watching him, especially since they play together. He probably knew exactly what he was going to go for in those instances. And unfortunately, a Wonder Wing like that at that percentage is such a good way to catch a panic option. Or even if your opponent is calm, they're going to get hit with that regardless.
Even if you miss that move, it's like you kind of reset neutral or you get yourself away from your opponent as well. So like that, and it has super armor because it definitely needed that. Anyway, we're going to Hollow Bastion. We're going to see the Steve come out from 1 Billion Lions, and he's improved a lot throughout these years. I mean, granted, every time I've played against him, I kind of know the matchup. I kind of know how he plays, but recently, very, very good game wins off of people like Floppy Fail and even set wins off of the GOAT James Scott, who will be here for Scarlet Classic X, so you guys be ready for that. But right now, 1 Billion Lions playing like he always plays. He's just going to sit back, try and mine as much as he can, get Diamond as quickly as possible. Because Lakia is at his last stock, he doesn't necessarily need to worry too much about Lakia trying to approach, even though Lakia has, or Rutgers A in general, has the lead.
Those walls are a bit nasty.
Ooh.
Lakia right now trying to get in, finding himself in disadvantage right now off stage with only a tiny bit of percent right now on a billion lions.
Yeah, who's kind of struggling not only to come back, but also to get these diamond tools as well. Lakia doing such a good job. The hitbox extension off of that. He goes for the grab, misses it. Good dash attack to punish. Trying to go. If Lakia can find a stock here, unfortunately is not able to do it.
Yep.
Gets the down smash. And like you mentioned before, Lakia does play Steve, so you kind of expect him to have a little bit more experience with this character. But I think A Billion Lions is just playing a little bit, like, setting up these walls very well in a way that Lakia just couldn't get in. Like, you saw him attempt to go for these down tilts to break blocks, especially the lower one, because you could just run through it. So A Billion Lions gonna be able to get that punish with that down smash, which, how did he go to the left of him and to the right? You know what? This game's not real sometimes. But we're gonna see Pattaya come by, and a man of many characters, but most known for his Kazuya.
Yeah. I think from the last match, we see that A Billion Lions is a very efficient Steve player. I think that's going to be especially interesting to see against a player such as Kazuya. Personally, I would not envy that matchup if you were the Kazuya player trying to play against Steve. However, It's going to be interesting to see what Pattaya does to get out of these disadvantaged situations, especially when A Billion Lions is going to be putting up as many walls as he can, keeping himself safe so that he can mine in peace.
Yeah, and Pattaya, the current #1 of Rutgers University, the #1 of Scarlet Classic, gonna go for the Little Mac against Steve. Okay. That doesn't seem like a good idea, but I'm going to let Pattaya cook on this one. They do both have 3 stocks, so they can just start off immediately. They're right at the bat. A Billion Lions playing
now,
this matchup.
As a resident MDVAer, I see this matchup quite a lot in MDVA. Particularly Little Mac, I think especially with his kill power, once he gets in, he has all of the frame data necessary to outbox Steve. However, Billion Lions getting that combo right there, he's going to say, he doesn't want to say something about this. He is going to say, nope, this is my game.
Right. I think it's worth noting that Little Mac's down tilt breaks the dirt blocks in 1 hit. So A Billion, oh, you're dead for that too.
That is an unfortunate down smash right there. Good for A Billion Lions, but unfortunate right now for Pattaya. Oh, man.
You might be dead for that. You're so dead.
Oh, my goodness.
No shot. And Pattaya is getting completely turned inside out against this Steve. But again, a matchup you kind of expect where this would happen. A character like Little Mac, not with the best recovery, but does have the kill power with that forward smash, center stage, to be able to kill. But A Billion Lions, I mean, playing conservative as he does. Gets the double down, the triple down smash. Going for some outlandish reads right now. Oh, okay, good up tilts. Not able to out frame data. Oh, you might be dead.
Oh, that's...
Well then. Well then. Not something Rutgers A wants to see, especially out of their star player like Pattaya.
Yeah, that's just kind of a Little Mac moment. You have to take those, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. And I mean, if I'm part of B team, I'm taking that all the way. Nah, not the selfie. The bad manners coming out right there, but
oh my.
I mean, not much that Pattaya could have done besides maybe take at least a stock, which he did eventually. But when you get edge guarded like this, and especially when you have a very exploitable recovery like Little Mac, it's just really hard to not only come back, but also get away from all these moves that Steve has. I mean, you have his jab, you have pickaxe, some really fast moves that do a lot of damage that straight lunge, neutral B can't even armor through. So that's something that Pattaya not only wasn't trying to go for, but understood that he had no options.
Yeah, I think especially if you notice the down smash angle of Steve is especially nasty for a character such as Little Mac. And with the damage that he had, it would have unfortunately been impossible for him to make it back after those losses. So
yeah,
sad to see, but you know, it's just another day.
Another day, another Little Mac getting absolutely demolished by Steve. But yeah, no. Okay, we're getting Candy Kong Lover 1, and that's a Dark Pit player. Now, disregarding the tag, a very, very solid player. Actually has 2 set wins off of Pattaya, but has also done very well in the collegiate scene as well. One of the key members of their GSE wins, not only in this semester, but in the fall semester as well. And also just an up-and-coming player in New Jersey. Definitely a sleeper pick for New Jersey in general. Someone that I think he won an invitational. It was like a redemption bracket invitational, and he won that, $100 for that, which was his first bracket win. And only more to come from this guy as he goes up against a Billion Lions.
It was so interesting to read about Candy Kong Lover, especially their wins, their placements. They actually do quite well out of region, is what I realized. I was surprised to see that, but it's going to be wonderful to watch this match. Candy Kong Lover versus a Billion Lions. I am excited to see this Dark Pit.
Oh, we actually went regular pit. Oh, nah.
Oh.
So, interesting, because he actually hates regular pit with, like, all of his, like, power. All of his body, he hates this character. But he's just going to play it for, I guess, for spite at this point, the Dark Pit. Maybe he's a bit confident right now, but let's see.
For the sillies.
Right. For the giggles.
Doing very well at avoiding these down smashes from a Billion Lions, looking for those panic options. However, Candy Kong Lover playing around their spacing, knowing when to shield, when to attack. You love to see it.
Right. And even then, he's doing a very good job of just maintaining this kind of mid to almost long range fight from a Billion Lions. But the moment he gets in, it's just really, really tough. A Billion Lions, like you mentioned before, these down smashes, got to be a little bit more careful. Back air actually being able to punish that F smash attempt through those blocks, which Steve can do, and it's a very good mix-up. But Candy Kong Lover 1, ready for that, not ready for it the second time, and loses that stock. Rutgers be up 3 stocks right now against Rutgers A. Trying to come back on the stage, trying to go for the up smash, but gets hit with the anvil. A Billion Lions going absolutely ape crazy in this crew battle. I believe right now he has 5 stocks, or 4 stocks in total. Oh, actually is 5. I forgot that he took a stock off of Lakia. Ooh, but finally gets punished with that back air.
Good to see Candy Kong Lover being able to fish for these aerials, getting so much damage off of them. Look at this combo starter.
The orbiters to potentially punish or block that forward air from a Billion Lions was really smart. Unfortunately got punished for it, but does have a Billion Lions off stage who, mind you, doesn't have a lot of material, so he's going to try and mine as quickly as possible, but Candy Kong Lover not trying to get in, just respecting that a Billion Lions is going to go for this.
Respecting that a Billion Lions is going to go for this. However, Candy Kong Lover knows that this game can still be theirs to win and is going to try to do what they can to take back this advantage.
Yeah, and oddly enough, using all of these iron blocks to be able to mine gave him enough time, a Billion Lions, to get Diamond, which he could potentially lose right now, but granted, he is on last stock, so you might as well use it while you can. All right, gets the berry on that minecart, allows him to get back on the stage very easily. Going for the down smash, up smash.
Up smash takes that game. Wow, amazing stuff from Candy Kong Lover. I think, especially in the second half of this game, you saw Candy Kong Lover playing against the spacing much better, I think, than in the beginning. But you could see Candy Kong Lover timing everything so well, finding these openings, making them when necessary. Great stuff.
Yeah, and he only lost 1 stock too, so he brings us down to a 1 stock deficit for the A team. Fair play to a Billion Lions, by the way, for being able to take off 6 stocks in total. Most likely it makes him the MVP for Rutgers B in this crew battle. But we're going to see Brandon Sunbun, just Sunbun, goes Falco for the most part, and is a player that, while he isn't on the team necessarily, has played a part in being a very strong substitute whenever we have needed, players to come by. He's always traveled with us. He's basically our honorary secondary, or B team member. So very nice to see him come by for Scarlet Classic X, going up against this pit with the Falco. So it's gonna be combo city for both these characters.
My goodness, this will be such an interesting matchup to see. Here we go, getting started.
No comment on that thought. Not much I could say. Already starting off with the Reflector. Honestly, really good move, not only to do damage, but like you can catch your opponents rushing in off guard with that move, trying to get a huge combo off of those up airs. Couldn't get the nair that he was looking for. And Candy Kong Lover 1 trying to answer back with a combo of his own, not able to get these multi-hit forward airs or neutral airs for that matter. Okay.
Hit having the aerials that he has versus a character such as Falco, who has the best upward mobility in the game. This is going to be such an interesting set to see. As you can see right now, however, both players spacing around each other, playing very good neutral, if I can add. It's going to be interesting to see the Reflector and the side B used as combo starters, especially from Sunbun.
Yeah. Oh.
Goodness, what an aggressive up air.
Yeah, almost killing there, but able to punish that attempt on the arrow with the forward air. And I mean, it does help Falco that he has a lot of multi-hit moves, like down air, not multi-hit, strong move, but nair, up tilt, even forward air. To be able to extend his combos is really good. Speaking of nair, Candy Kong Lover 1 answering with 2 of his own. Could we see 3 here? Go for the down air, able to punish the Firebird, takes the first stock off of Sunbun. But not to worry, because Candy Kong Lover is down to his last stock.
Down to his last stock. However, that down air is such a precise input that you need to make such a small hitbox on that character. Well done from Candy Kong Lover to find that spike.
Yeah, both players just trying to play the range game now, just sending out all their projectiles as much as possible, but Candy Kong Lover 1 getting the hit off of that landing forward air and able to extend a little bit of his combo. Trying to find the stock would definitely help Rutgers A a lot if Candy Kong Lover 1 was able to knock off at least one more stock of a Sunbun, but not going to go out with the fight just yet. Gets the up throw into the weak hit of that down air. Oh, trying to read an air dodge. Not going to get it, though.
You can see here that Sunbun is playing against especially a lot of the slower hits from Candy Kong Lovers, such as the counter.
Yeah.
You can see finding his way to get in and then putting in Candy Kong Lover in disadvantage right now. However, finding himself in disadvantage, Candy Kong Lover staying on stage, keeping his advantage.
I like the idea of going for the Firebird. He knew that Candy Kong Lover 1 wanted that spike, and so he was like, all right, if you don't get it, I get sent up, and it works out! But gets a side B.
There it is! Yet another stock for Candy Kong Lover and for the A team.
All right, Sunbun a little bit rattled after that. Not a move you would expect to hit, let alone die by. So Candy Kong Lover 1 trying to come back on the stage. A beautiful usage of the arrow, but succumbing to that back air. And a very strong side B. Pats on the back from Sunbun, respecting that option. But Rutgers B on route to a potential upset. But the one person that stands in their way is going to be Nimbus. And we all know him for his amazing Larry, amazing Bowser Jr. But he also has a Ridley and a Dr. Mario in his pocket.
Oh.
Whenever he wants to use it. And he's used it before. I've seen it. Kind of nasty. I don't know why.
Very high kill potential from both of those characters.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think, such a cool matchup to have these two. In the replay right there, that side B, killer. Amazing move to find that and to especially space it in that way to get the kill at such a, frankly, early percentage in that situation. All right, let's see. Nimbus versus Sunbun.
The Ridley against Falco? All right, we're insane today.
I don't know about, well.
Okay, on Smashville? Maybe. Definitely possible. He forgot the SD. He forgot the SD.
Yeah, we can't start quite yet.
Nuh-uh.
All right, there we go.
All right, but on Smashville, how do you feel about this stage for Ridley? I feel like this definitely does. Whoa! False start!
Whoa!
All right, are they gonna call a penalty on that? No, they're just gonna keep on running with that. I guess someone just had better timing. I don't know. It is F1 season. But yeah, back to what I was saying. How do you feel that the stage does for Ridley? I mean, it's a small stage on the ground, right? So I feel like you cover a lot of your tilts, a lot of your range that you have with this character, but you're going against Falco.
Yeah, I think one of the big advantages, however disadvantages of a character such as Ridley is since he's so large, he's heavy, so significantly heavier than Falco, who can die at much earlier percentages. But as a larger character, he's going to have a much larger hurt box, which is making him susceptible to these combos, as you can see right now from Sunbun, not making this easy for Nimbus.
Yeah. I mean, as a big body character, you kind of expect this guy to pack a punch, and he does. That forward air, all of his aerials, really, that back air especially, even his smash attacks, will kill at this percentage. So Sunbun's got to watch out, potentially get the stock, unable to get the forward air or the back air, missing a lot of his moves. The weak hit of the back air finally coming through for Sunbun, but struggling to find the stock. Gonna go for the regrab. No, actually gets the up airs off. Nimbus trying to just shark under this ledge.
Nimbus
gets
going
the up
for it yet again!
How do you come back? As Sunbun gets him with the grab! And we go to the last player for each team.
What a read right there from Nimbus. You notice the timing and the spacing, I think especially going off stage to get some of that damage to build up for that side B grab. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah, so the last player for Rutgers B is going to be Glob, arguably their best player. Very strong Yoshi player, but also for some reason, the weird character pool that he has. Duck Hunt, Isabel.
Oh.
I mean, like, sure.
I think that's a crayon box of character picks.
Yeah, it's like you have like the original 8, and then you have Marigold. You know, so it's like it's the 96 like combo box. I love that. Man, I used to have that crayon box. But besides that, yeah, again, a lot of these guys have different characters that they can use against each other. But against Ridley, I feel like every character almost works against him.
Yeah, just about. I think in that specific arsenal, yes. But regardless, I think we could see some upsets today. I think the B team has been doing exceptionally well. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Glob does today.
Yeah, exceeding expectations, definitely. But you know, Glob's definitely going to be someone that wants this win. So I would not be surprised if he goes Yoshi here.
A-Team might be on Fraud Watch. Let's see.
They could be on Fraud Watch, and I will laugh at them. He goes Yoshi!
Oh, here we go.
Nah, B-Team wins this. A-Team is not hearing. Like, I'm part of B-Team, so they aren't going to hear the end of it from me. But, I mean, I mentioned it before. They have a player like Pharaoh, the A-Team, and they just haven't used him as well. So maybe they're, you know, A-Team's playing a little bit easy on Rutgers B. But right now, what a lead from Nimbus as we go into PS2.
I know, it's wonderful to see these combos right now from a character such as Ridley. He is unfortunately susceptible to these up airs as he doesn't have many good options when he is getting juggled versus a character like Yoshi.
Yeah, but a move like back air is going to snuff out a lot of approaches from Nimbus, who you know will try and get in or maybe even go for these tilts. Back air, just a strong move, has a lot of range to be able to break up these combos, to break up positioning as well from Nimbus. You can see a little bit more of it, but he's trying to play out of shield as well. The nair out of shield is just a really good tool for Yoshi. But Nimbus right now trying to play on the ground, trying to anti-air, Glob as much as possible. The back air, like I mentioned, coming out to play finally. Gets that forward air to punish that drop shield. But Glob getting hit with that side
And that's
boot.
the first stock right now for Nimbus, proving that the...
And an
okay,
answer
I'm about
back.
to eat my words. All right.
It is lunch. Okay, getting these up airs like you mentioned before. F tilt into up tilt is just a crazy combo. But Nimbus showing a little bit of creativity from his Ridley as well. Right, trying to go for these up airs, trying to shark. Ridley is just a huge character that has up tilts, up smashes that are able to shark. So Glob got to be a little bit careful when he tries to play on platform. Doesn't get the F smash that he was looking for after that drag down on that back air. But both these guys playing very well, Pearl.
Playing very well. However, I think we are seeing slightly better spacing right now from Nimbus versus Glob. Glob having the advantage of being Yoshi, so he knows he's faster. He can go to more places quicker than Nimbus can. However, Nimbus has a disadvantage and will take that stock.
Yeah, with no double jump armor, you're not coming back from that at all. Nimbus getting that edge guard so well. The landing up air coming out from Glob, who's looking keen to taking this stock. Finally gets it with the up air, but tacked on 6%. We're on to the last stock of this crew battle.
I know, that's so crazy. But as we go, here we go. Glob following up with a bit of damage, trying to string out this combo as long as he can. Nimbus trying in vain to get out, but still eating 91% damage. Starting a combo of his own, though. Making back the damage with a big character. Going for the punish and not getting it.
Wait, the smash, and it kills! Rutgers B going to take the first crew battle of today over Rutgers A. 1-0, a very close match between both of them, but Rutgers B gonna be able to take it thanks to Glob and thanks to A Billion Lines as well, who again took 6 stocks in total.
I think we can look at the characters of today and see exactly what strengths they had, what they used to their advantage. Yeah, I don't know. A-team, fraud watch.
I think we're going to have to swap teams right there. I think A-team and B-team got to swap for today. But yeah, no, I mean, Nimbus was playing super well, had the lead. Unfortunately, Glob was able to finally find that string of combos, the string of up airs that he was looking for that entire game, and was able to run away with it in that last stock especially. But right now we're seeing this beautiful edge guard right here. The F tilt to punish that air dodge was immaculate from Glob. But even in that deficit, he wasn't budging at all. A crazy attempt at a read. Both these guys are going for some crazy stuff. That F smash should not have killed, by the way. I'm just letting it be known.
I do think that as the game progressed, you could see Glob's spacing improving as the game went on. I think just the learning experience and the adaptation, wonderful stuff from Glob. Good stuff to Nimbus as well. He was able to hold his own for so long in that game. Honestly, like you said, I think from that side of the stage, and then with the slight rage that was already on Yoshi, I think that that's why the move killed the F smash.
Yeah.
However, I wasn't quite expecting it either. However, secured the win for B team, and great stuff from Rutgers today.
Yeah, and a very fun match to start off this Scarlet Classic X stream. Next up is going to be one of the Montclair schools. Now, if they have come by yet, I actually have no idea. But that is for a later time to determine. But amazing stuff, Pearl, that we've seen so far.
I know, I'm so hyped. We got to see so many close sets today.